Everybody, this is Jason Creel and you're watching A Lawn Care Life. Well, I saw something the other day that I wanted to talk about in this video that really caught my attention. I thought it'd be worth sharing, but also wanted to mention, had some of you have talked about the 2018 Lawn Care Life conference presented by Jobber. That was back in November, but we did have it professionally recorded, and I do have the videos available now for sale. So there's a link in the description if you want to check those out, and I've got a special promotion going on that, or you can go to lawncarelife.com and click on the lawn care conference link, and that'll take you to the page to purchase those if that's something you're interested in. For me, I just don't really watch a lot of TV as far as TV shows. I do like watching sports on TV and stuff, but about the only show that I like watching is called Shark Tank, and many of you probably seen it. It's on ABC, and it's where you got these millionaire and billionaire investors, and somebody comes and pitches their business idea to them, and they, have an option to be able to invest in their business or not. But what I like about it is I really feel like I come away, hearing what other people are doing for business ideas, and then you also get some pretty good business insights from the people there on the panel, from the sharks, if you will. I was watching the other day, and Mark Cuban, who is maybe the biggest personality on there, if y'all know him, he's the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, and I'm assuming he's a billionaire, I don't know, but hundreds of millions at least. And he said something I thought was real interesting. So here's the situation. The lady comes in and she's got this business, and she's making organic healthy soup, okay? And you know how that goes sometimes when they make the organic healthy soup, and it's very high priced, but there's a market for that. And she's talking about how much money they've made in sales, but when it came to her actual profit margins, they were very low. And when she gave that number, of course, the sharks, their eyes light up and they say, "Oh, something's wrong here. There's a problem. Your profit margins are not good at all." And she begins to explain, and they were trying to encourage her that you need to basically outsource this to some big place that can manufacture the soup. Yeah, I forget the term for it, but somewhere that can manufacture this soup in bulk, not change your recipe or anything, but instead of you doing it in your place, you need to have somebody else do it who can do it cheaper and at a larger volume so that you can increase your profit volume. She was very resistant to the idea because she said, no, they don't do it right, they won't ever make the soup the same quality, and the quality would be lesser. And that's when Mark Cuban said something, and I don't want to misquote him, but I can get at least the gist of it, of what he was saying. And he said what this video is about, and he said something along the lines of this, that perfection is the opposite of profitability, or the enemy of profitability, or something, something along those lines. And I actually did a Google search for it and found a video where he talks about perfection is the enemy of success, or can be the enemy of success, And I thought, when he said that, it really struck with me, and I find this to be so true in the lawn care business, that some people, they have such a perfectionist mentality that everything has to be perfect, and it ultimately ends up costing them from being very successful in the lawn care business. Now, it's hard to change your personality. I mean, if that's how you are, that's how you are, and I don't necessarily know how to fix that, but I do think it's some really good advice that he's given. And like I said, these are people that are making a lot of money and know a lot about business, and they also observe a lot of other businesses and give them good advice, and they can see what works and what doesn't work. But what happens in the lawn care business is if everything has to be perfect, then who does that all fall on? Chances are it's falling on you, the business owner, who is the only one that has those high standards. Because if you bring in employees, they're not going to meet your standards. A lot of times nobody is going to be able to meet your standards. And so that creates a huge log jam in your company, because every single detail has to not only flow through you, the business owner, the only one with the perfection standards, but probably not just flow through you, it probably actually has to all be done by you, because nobody else is going to be able to hold up to that standard. Well, in some sense we might say, well, isn't that great? Aren't we all trying to do great work? I mean, what are you suggesting, Jason, that we lower our standards? I'm not saying you lower your standards by any means. Some of you probably need to raise your standards. But what I'm saying is, if that you think that every single thing has to be done by you because you're the only ones that can meet that standards, then it greatly reduces the level of growth that you can have. Now, some people have a different comfort level of what they're willing to turn loose. So you might have that person who truly is a perfectionist. They don't want anybody helping them do anything. It's me or nobody. And then you might have some that says, yeah, I'll have some people helping me work, but I'm still gonna be there overseeing everything. And then you got the whole other opposite extreme where it's somebody that's just overseeing the business, or maybe not even doing that, and they just want it to get out there and make it happen. You know, and you might fall somewhere on that spectrum, and that's fine. What I'm constantly talking about on YouTube and trying to improve on myself is become a better business person and not just a better lawn care technician. And I'm trying to do that too, okay? And I actually am getting better. I'm seeing better results in the lawns I'm taking care of and that sort of thing. But I'm also trying to grow as a business person. What that means is grow in managing a company and bringing on employees that I can oversee them, knowing that when I do that, there's a chance, a very likely chance, that they're not going to care about the business as much as I do, that their standards are probably going to be a little less than I do, and that there's a chance that the quality of the work done is going to be less than what it would be if it was done by myself. And listen, and to some degree, I have to accept that, or I will never grow the business beyond what my full schedule will allow. And guess what? I'm already at a full schedule, so I can just shut it off here and say, this is all the customers I'm ever taking because I can't take any more. Or I can choose to grow the business, learn how to get the most out of my employees, to hold them to a high standard. Maybe not the standard I'd hold myself to, but what I'm not saying in this video is that we're gonna lower the standard for them and just, if they run my business in the ground, that's on them. No, I'm gonna hold myself to a high standard to make sure that I'm doing a great job on overseeing them. And if they fail to meet the standard that I'm gonna set for them, then I'm gonna have to replace them and get somebody else. Anyway, I hope the point's been made. Shark Tank's about the only show I like watching on TV. Let me hear from you guys. Where do you feel like you fall on this spectrum? Are you a solo operator who won't turn loose of anything? And if so, that's fine, but you just gotta understand the limitations that's gonna put on you. Or are you all the way on the other extreme and you don't wanna touch the work, you just wanna run the business, hope it goes well, and if it doesn't quite meet the best standards, you're okay with that as long as it's making money. I guess I'm somewhere in the middle. I want high standards. I want to be involved with the company, but I understand that I'm gonna have to turn loose some things and let other people handle it, or ultimately I'll never grow. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. The link's in the description if you want to check out the 2018 Lawn Care Life conference videos. Go to lawncarelife.com and click on the conference link to check those out. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas. If I don't talk to you before, looking forward to having a great year in 2019. Talk to you later. Bye.